Hi everyone, welcome to Miss Adams Teaches English Language. In this video, I'm going to be tackling how to attempt the language and structure question. I'm really thinking about the Edexcel exam board, both paper 1 and paper 2 question 3. But actually, this is useful for any kind of English analysis where language and structure is part of the mark scheme. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to look at just a generic question that you'd get in a 19th century unseen a language and structure. So how does the writer use language and structure to present Count Dracula? How many of you always open your language and structure analysis paragraphs with a sentence like this? Bram Stoker uses language and structure to introduce the count. And you do this because your teacher at some point has said, oh, always use the language of the question in your topic sentences, which is absolutely fabulous advice, with the exception of this question. You've got very, very little time to write quite a lot. And this sentence actually means pretty much nothing. You're not saying anything about how the count is introduced or presented. You're not saying anything specific about what types of language and structure. And really, if you think about it, what you're really saying is Bram Stoker uses words and sentences to describe the count. Who knew? Sometimes you think you're being a little bit fancy by saying things like uses a range of language and structure devices. That's not fooling any examiner. You've still wasted however many words and got absolutely no marks. Avoid that opening sentence. And in a moment, I'm going to show you what you do want to put in that opening sentence. But I've got another little warning first. So my second warning is about thinking to yourself, right, I'm going to do a language paragraph and I'm going to do a structure paragraph. Now, you might think to yourself, well, I need to make sure that I hit both, otherwise my marks will get capped, 2 on the paper 1 or 7 on the paper 2. And yeah, that's absolutely true, but you're missing a trick because that leads you to really kind of focus on one device in each. You're going to limit yourself to 2 or 3 marks out of 6. What instead you want to do is combine. Yeah, so imagine this. The writer uses effective adjectives to describe the count. Fine. You're limited, though, to only talking about those adjectives because you've said to your examiner, this is what my paragraph is about. Likewise, here's my second paragraph starter. The writer uses a long sentence. Okay, fine. But don't just talk about the long sentence. Talk about all the things inside it. A good language and structure paragraph should be combined because really, if you're choosing a quote, a quotation that you think is really apt in describing your subject, Count Dracula, whoever or whatever it is, there's probably a lot of things going on. So do it all in one go. Look at this, okay? Bram Stoker presents the horror of the count through the narrator's perspective. First things first, yeah? My topic sentence is specific. I've not whittled it down to a particular device, but I have said something specific to answer the question. I've said, oh, well, hang on, we're learning this through the narrator's perspective, okay? Now I'm getting in my quotes. At first, he considers how the sight of the count would interest and amuse him, okay, little embedded quote. This is quickly juxtaposed with his feelings of repulsion and terror. Right, here's my first structure point. So I'm starting with structure, okay? These abstract nouns, so repulsion and terror, convey the narrator's intense fear and horror at the sight of the count. Check that out. I'm analysing language. I've picked the word class. I've explained their effect. At the sight of the count who begins to crawl down the castle wall over that dreadful abyss, face down with his cloak spreading out around him like great wings. So I've embedded another quote in there. That was one big chunky monkey quote, and I've just lifted little words and phrases that I wanted from it. Verb crawl, oh, language again, here is particularly animalistic, making the count seem unnatural, combined with zoomorphic simile, oh, more language analysis. At the end of the complex sentence, structure, Stoker makes the count seem inhuman and like a monster or beast. Everything I'm doing there is answering the question, but in that one paragraph, I've hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things. 2 structure points, 3 language. If I write 2 of those, I'm golden. I've got full marks. So I invite you to have a little look at that and try as well. So topic sentence is nice and specific. Language and structure combined. Squeeze everything you can out of every quote you use. That is the way to do it. Hope that helps. Subscribe if it did. Look out for more videos coming your way. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Happy revising.